I'm glad we did. But on a typical work day, for example, actually, you said you've been at the university for 10 years.
Correct.
So explain to us how your work started and then how it's evolved over those 10 years.
So I started with the School of Computing and Information System.
Mm-hmm.
So I started as a part of a research center at the School of Computing and Information System, which this research is doing research in human-computer interactions. So human-computer interaction is kind of like designing ways of human to interact with computers. So the early things that you can, like Windows, for example, designing this window and how do you close the window, how to minimize it.
Yes.
All these ideas came out from the mouse, for example. Came out from human-computer interactions. And I started with a research center that was funded by Microsoft plus the university. Mm-hmm. It was about social natural user interfaces, like how can we make these interfaces social as well? And when I started, it was the emergence of virtual reality. Like there was the beginning of VR. Like the Oculus was introduced. There was the Microsoft Kinect, so this camera that can see in 3D.
Oh, is that
the gaming one?
Yeah, the gaming.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, everything started with gaming. I mean, the gamers are really on the backbone of all these revolutions that we're seeing. Definitely. So this Microsoft Kinect enabled for the first time to capture data in 3D. So it's not just a camera that you see an image in 2D, but it will tell you how far is the person is, and also it really models the human body into skeletons, and then you can track its movement. For example, you got a joint and you track its movement. This really opened up a lot of areas like physiotherapy, benefit from it, like fitness and stuff like that. So, and then came the VR, and this is where I started working with this research group. I was supporting them in a software engineering, building software to support their research. And also, we did one project with the orangutans in the Melbourne Zoo. So we also introduced a human-computer interaction, animal-computer interactions. So there was like in the Melbourne Zoo was collaboration. They came to us. They wanted to build video games for orangutans. And
the orangutans to play.
Correct. Yeah.
Oh wow.
So there's this orangutans. I think the Melbourne Zoo has 4 or 5 orangutans, and so orangutans are very smart animals. Yeah, they're really, really smart. I was shocked by like they can use tools. They can use they're social as well. So there's this program in the Melbourne Zoo is the enrichment of the animals. So because these animals are in the zoo, they're not in the wild. They always have to really introduce new things to them. Otherwise, they get bored and they get irritated.
Oh, it's like trying to raise a kid.
Definitely, it's very hard. Definitely. So and then they ran out of ideas of how to make these orangutans not bored. They've got some games, and they try to give them an iPad to play with, but they break it because one orangutan, I think, has the strength of 4 or 5 men. Oh my God. Yeah, very, very strong.
So they gave him a device.
Yeah, they gave him an iPad. They just break it. So they came to us, and then there was this. This is the first project I worked on when I joined the university. The idea that we proposed is that we project a game into their enclosure, and I could use the 3D cameras to track their hands and turn this projection into touch screen. So then this projection it's not going to break. It's just projection, right? So what I did, I developed this touchless or screenless touch service from the Kinect, and also developed few games for them. So, and we did a trial, and it's still running at the moment in Melbourne Zoo, but I'm not sure it's currently running, but they're trying to do it again. So we projected the games onto the floor, So because the enclosure is a glass, right?
Yep.
So put a projector, projected in a picture, and then a game. So I made few games for them. So one game is like very simple. I mean, we designed the game in collaboration with the zookeepers. So the zookeepers of the orangutans, they know these orangutans what they like, what they don't like. And then some of the simple games is like a red dot. When they touch it, it explodes and they get happy. And I remember, there's 4 orangutans. There's the father and the mother, the daughter and the son. So the daughter is the youngest one.
Okay.
And she was extremely excited with this game. That whenever we put it, it comes and she touch it. Like, I'm not sure. She or it, the orangutan, I mean. So, and also the other games we made is a photo gallery of their zookeepers. And they interact with it.
They
They
can, like swipe through it or something.
well, we were surprised that they tried and kissed them.
Oh, wow.
They really
like them.
They really like them, definitely. So yeah, I mean, this kind of a new. I mean, we introduced some kind of new thing in the zoo industry is like digital enrichment. Previously, there was like physical enrichment. Now they call it digital enrichment. Definitely, whenever they play, they follow up with a meal. So it's kind of like come and play, and then you get a meal. And this is encouraging them, a reward system, encourage them to play. Sorry, I went to the zoo project.
That's fine.
Yeah. So yeah, I spent 5 years with this research group, and then after that, I joined in 2019. I joined my current team at the Chancellery. It was at the beginning of I was from the first few people was hired in the team. Okay. So there was this initiative called Petascale Campus at the university, where they had money to uplift the infrastructure here. So here at the University of Melbourne, we have computing services like similar to AWS, but it's local on premise.
Yeah, I remember the internet server was always pretty good.
Yeah, it's not only internet. We've got GPUs. We can train our models. Yeah, we've got really good GPUs. But we don't do AWS or Azure. We do local ones. They're all in Parkville here on premise.
Who manages those?
There's a department at the university called Research Data or RCS, Research Computing Services.
Oh yeah.
There's a whole team that they purchase these GPUs, they install them, they manage them as well. We work closely with them as well. And the university is investing in infrastructure, and also they wanted to invest in work in human as well. So they started this team, which they call the Melbourne Data Analytics Platform, which I started with, and the idea is that the university is spending so much money on this infrastructure, and there's these researchers, they should use this infrastructure, but they don't have the skills. Or they know how to use it, and there's someone in the middle need to help them, and that's us, the Melbourne Data Analytics platform. We know the infrastructure, we know how to use it. We also can communicate with researchers very well.
Yep.
And then we are the linkage. We're bridging them.
So do you also help upskill, or do you mainly build tools for them?
No, we only upskill. So building the tools is a task of the services, they're managing these ones.
Yep.
But we upskill them how to use these tools. We tell them how to use these tools. We tell them how to install, for example, a TensorFlow or PyTorch on this new infrastructure.
Okay.
How we teach them how to train a model on this infrastructure, because this infrastructure is not AWS. It's specialized and custom.
Yeah.
It's called Spartan, and it uses some kind of queuing system that we're familiar with.
Yep.
But these researchers really come to us to help them. So the idea for us is to work with the researcher for 6 months, and then they should be able to work by themselves after that.
Okay.
So,
yes. So they come to you for pretty much a 6-month course, and then they pretty well know almost everything they need to know.
Yes. It's not a course, it's like working with us.
Yeah.
So we work with them. Which is the best way to learn.
You join their project.
Yes, we join their project. I think the best way to learn is by doing.